Imagine this. You share your joys, your struggles, and your deepest secrets with someone you trust, believing they have your back. But what if, behind that smile, they secretly despise you? What if their kindness is just a mask, hiding deep resentment, jealousy, or even hatred? Betrayal doesn't always come with a knife in the back. It often comes disguised as a handshake or a warm hug. And the worst part? You might not even see it coming. In this video, we're exposing 5 shocking signs that someone close to you secretly hates you. Some of these signs are so subtle that most people overlook them until it's too late. Stay till the end, because knowing these signs could save you from heartache, manipulation, and backstabbing. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you want more eye-opening content like this. Now, let's uncover the truth. Number 1. They subtly undermine you. Imagine this. You're excited about something, a new idea, a personal goal, or even just an outfit you love. You share it with someone you trust, expecting support or encouragement. But instead of lifting you up, they hit you with something sly. That's actually a great idea, but are you sure you can handle it? Or, wow, I didn't expect you to do this well. Or, you look nice today, way better than usual. At first, these comments might not even register as insults. They seem like harmless opinions or even well-intended feedback. But deep down, something feels off. You leave the conversation questioning yourself, wondering, wait, was that a compliment or an insult? And that's exactly how a secret hater operates. They don't openly attack you. Instead, they plant tiny seeds of doubt, making you question your own worth while they sit back, acting innocent. This form of hidden hatred is one of the most dangerous because it doesn't come in the form of loud insults or obvious betrayal. It's quiet, subtle, and designed to chip away at your confidence without you even noticing. They want to see you fall, but they won't push you off the edge. Instead, they loosen the ground beneath your feet, making sure you stumble on your own. These people will never say, "I don't want you to succeed." Instead, they'll say, "I just don't want you to get your hopes up. I'm only being realistic." Or, "I'm telling you this for your own good." But let me tell you the truth. They're not being realistic. They're being manipulative. They don't want what's best for you. They want you to stay beneath them. The most twisted part? This doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly. One small jab here, another one there. And over time, these micro-attacks pile up. You start believing them. You begin second-guessing yourself, wondering if you're actually capable, smart, or talented enough. And before you know it, you're holding yourself back. Not because you can't do it, but because someone convinced you that you can't. Let me ask you this. Have you ever had someone in your life who always finds a way to downplay your success? You get a promotion, and they say, well, it's probably because they needed someone fast. You buy something nice for yourself, and they say, wow, you're lucky you can afford that. You achieve something, and instead of being happy, they say, not bad for someone like you. These people are not your friends. They are your secret enemies. How to deal with this? If you recognize someone like this in your life, cut them off immediately, or at least distance yourself. You don't need their fake support or their toxic energy poisoning your mind. Surround yourself with people who genuinely celebrate your success, not those who secretly wish for your failure. If this hit home for you, then you already know what to do. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you ever dealt with someone like this? Let's expose these fake supporters together. Number 2, they disappear when you need them. Let's paint a picture. You've been there for them countless times. When they had a breakup, you listened to them cry for hours. When they lost their job, you helped them get back on their feet. When life hit them hard, you stood beside them like a rock, offering comfort, advice, and support, no matter what. But then one day, you need them. You're struggling. You're in pain. Maybe life has knocked you down in a way you never expected. You pick up your phone, reach out to them, and what do you get? Silence. No response. No words of encouragement. No, "How are you holding up?" Nothing. Instead, they're suddenly too busy, too caught up with their own problems. But let me ask you something. Weren't they always calling you when they had a problem? Weren't you always there, no matter how busy you were? This is the moment when the truth hits you hard. They were never really your friend. The harsh reality? Some people are only around for the good times. This type of person is what I call a fair weather friend. They enjoy being in your life when things are fun, exciting, and convenient for them. They laugh with you, celebrate your successes, and act like they care, but only when it benefits them. The moment you go through a storm, they disappear like a ghost. They won't check in on you. They won't ask if you're okay. They won't offer even the smallest bit of support. And it's not because they're too busy. It's because they never truly valued you. The pain of being abandoned in your worst moments. Have you ever experienced this? Have you ever sat alone in your room, scrolling through your messages, realizing that the same people who once claimed to care about you are nowhere to be found when you need them most? It's one of the most heartbreaking realizations. Not just that you're struggling, but that you're struggling alone. You see, a person who secretly hates you won't directly tell you, "I don't care about you." That would be too obvious. Instead, they will show it through absence. They will make excuse after excuse, dodging your calls, leaving your texts unread, and pretending like they just forgot. But don't be fooled. They didn't forget. They just didn't care enough to be there. How to identify a fake friend who only stays for the good times. Here are some red flags to watch for. They only reach out when they need something from you. They disappear or ignore you when you're struggling. They pretend to be supportive, but never take action to help. They act like your problems are not a big deal. They get annoyed when you need emotional support, but expect you to listen to theirs. Real friendships are tested in difficult times. Anyone can be there when you're happy and successful, but the true measure of a person is whether they stand beside you when you're at your lowest. How to deal with people who disappear when you need them. If someone always goes missing when you need them, stop considering them a friend. They have already shown you who they truly are. You deserve people in your life who are there not just for the highs, but also for the lows. Here's what you need to do. Stop chasing them. If they disappear when you need them, don't waste your energy trying to pull them back in. Reevaluate your friendships. Who has been consistently there for you? Who has only been around when things were good? Surround yourself with real ones. The people who stay by your side during the storms are the only ones who deserve to celebrate with you in the sunshine. It's painful to realize that someone you cared about doesn't actually care about you. But you know what's worse? Continuing to give your energy to someone who would never do the same for you. If this hit home for you, then you already know what to do. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you ever had a friend disappear when you needed them most? Number 3. They copy you, but in a toxic way. Imagine this. You sit down with a friend and share something personal. Maybe it's a dream you've been working toward, a goal you've been silently grinding for, or an idea that excites you. You trust them with this information because that's what friends do. They share, they inspire, they support each other. At first, they seem happy for you. They nod, they smile, they act impressed. But then something strange happens. Days, weeks, or months later, you notice something unsettling. Suddenly, they're doing exactly what you're doing. the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they present themselves. It all starts to look eerily familiar. They're not just admiring you, they're mimicking you. And at first, you brush it off. Maybe it's a coincidence, or maybe I'm just overthinking. But then it gets worse. One day, you casually mention wanting to start a new business. A week later, they're launching their own. You tell them about a unique project you're working on. Suddenly, they're doing the same thing, but they make it seem like it was their idea all along. You start dressing a certain way, speaking in a particular style, or expressing your personality more openly. And guess what? They start mirroring you down to the smallest details. And that's when you realize, this isn't admiration, it's an obsession. They don't just want to be inspired by you, they want to be you. But here's the darkest part. They're not copying you to grow as a person. They're not trying to level up because they admire your mindset. They're trying to outshine you. It's a competition they never told you about. They want to be better than you, more liked than you, more successful than you. And the worst part? They're doing it while pretending to be your friend. They'll act supportive, but deep down, every move they make is strategic. Every step they take is designed to either take your place or make you feel irrelevant. How to spot a toxic copycat in your life. If you're wondering whether someone is genuinely inspired by you or secretly trying to compete with you, watch out for these red flags. They only copy you when you succeed. A real friend might pick up inspiration from you, but a toxic copycat will only imitate you when you're doing something that gets attention. The moment you shine, they rush to do the same because they can't stand seeing you ahead. They try to one-up you. If you achieve something, they immediately try to do it bigger or better. You get a new job? They suddenly have a better offer. You hit a fitness goal? Now they're training harder than ever. But not because they care about their health. It's about proving they can outdo you. They never acknowledge where they got it from. They'll copy your ideas, your style, even your personality, but they will never admit they got it from you. Instead, they act like they discovered it themselves, hoping people will recognize them instead of you. They get jealous instead of happy for you. A real friend celebrates your wins. A toxic copycat sees your success as a threat. They might smile on the outside, but deep down, they're burning with envy, trying to figure out how to make your moment theirs. How this affects you. At first, you might not realize how damaging this is, but over time, this kind of toxic competition can drain your energy, make you doubt yourself, and even make you feel like you have to hold back on sharing your success. And that's exactly what they want. They want you to shrink. They want you to feel paranoid because if you stop being yourself, if you stop innovating, they don't have to work so hard to keep up. How to deal with a toxic copycat. If you've recognized someone like this in your life, here's what you need to do. Stop sharing your ideas with them. They don't deserve access to your mind, your creativity, or your energy. If they only stick around to steal and compete, cut off their supply. Keep evolving. The best way to frustrate a copycat: stay 10 steps ahead. They can imitate, but they can never replicate the real you. Distance yourself. A real friend will be inspired by you, but they'll also have their own unique path. A fake one will drain your energy with their silent competition. Don't give them the satisfaction. Call them out if necessary. If they're being too obvious and it's affecting you, confront them. A simple, "Hey, I've noticed you're doing a lot of the same things as me. What's up with that?" can be enough to make them uncomfortable and expose their intentions. Final thought. Protect your identity, your dreams, your ideas, your unique way of being in this world. Those are yours. No one can take away the real power of being you. And if someone is trying to copy you in a way that's toxic and competitive, that only means one thing. They see something in you that they'll never have on their own. Number 4, they celebrate your failures. Picture this. You've been working on something big. Maybe it's a new job, a personal project, or even a relationship you truly believed in. You gave it your all, put in the time, the effort, the passion. But then it all falls apart. You're devastated. You feel like the ground has been ripped out from under you. And in this moment of pain, you turn to the people you trust, your friends, the ones who are supposed to support you no matter what. But then, you notice something strange. One of them isn't sad. They aren't really comforting you. Sure, their words might sound right on the surface. "Oh, that's so unfortunate." Or, "I feel so bad for you." But if you look closer, their energy feels off. Maybe they say things like, "I kinda saw this coming, to be honest." Or, "Well, at least now you know better." Or, "Hey, maybe this just wasn't meant for you." It stings because instead of lifting you up, their words feel like tiny knives cutting into your already open wounds. And then, you see it. A smirk, a spark in their eyes, the subtle enjoyment they can't quite hide. They're not sad about your failure. They're enjoying it. The secret joy of a hidden hater. When someone secretly hates you, they will never truly mourn your losses. They might pretend to be concerned, but deep down, your downfall is their moment of satisfaction. Why? Because your pain makes them feel superior. If you fail, it reassures them that you were never better than them in the first place. If you struggle, it makes their own life feel more successful in comparison. If you fall, they feel like they've won, without even having to do anything. It's a twisted kind of victory for them, one they will never admit to. A fake friend who secretly hates you won't jump up and cheer when you fail. That would be too obvious. Instead, they will show their satisfaction in small, insidious ways. Fake comfort that feels empty. They say the right words, but there's no real warmth in their voice, no genuine sadness in their eyes. It's as if they're just going through the motions because deep down, they don't actually care. Backhanded sympathy. Instead of real support, they slide in subtle jabs. "Well, at least now you know your limits. You should have listened to me when I said it was risky." Or, "This is why I don't take big chances like that." Notice the pattern? They don't just sympathize. They make sure to remind you that you were the problem, the hidden smirk or spark of joy. This is the one that hurts the most. That brief moment where you catch them looking a little too satisfied, a little too at peace with your suffering. They might quickly wipe the smile off their face, but for a second, you saw it. Their mask slipped. The sudden boost in their mood right after your failure. They suddenly seem happier, lighter, more energized. Maybe they crack jokes. Maybe they change the subject quickly. Maybe they start talking about something exciting in their own life. Why? Because your downfall just gave them a confidence boost. Why do they do this? Someone who secretly hates you, but stays close lives in constant conflict. They want access to your life, but they don't want you to be ahead. They want to watch you closely, but only to make sure you don't surpass them. They want to feel superior, but they don't have the courage to do it openly. So they wait for life to knock you down instead. And when that moment comes, they don't have to lift a finger. They don't have to sabotage you. They don't have to betray you. All they have to do is sit back and enjoy the show. How to spot a hidden hater when you fail. If you want to know whether someone in your life is a true friend or a secret enemy, pay close attention to how they react when you're struggling. A real friend will feel your pain as if it were their own. Try to lift you up, not remind you of your mistakes. Give you solutions, not subtle insults. Defend you when others judge your failure. Support you privately and publicly. But a fake friend, a hidden hater, will seem weirdly at peace with your downfall. Offer support that feels more like criticism. Avoid truly comforting you, as if they don't care. Subtly remind you of your failure later, just to keep you down. Use your failure as proof that they were right about something. How to deal with these people. If you've recognized someone like this in your life, it's time to make a choice. Stop sharing your struggles with them. If they enjoy your failures, don't give them access to your pain. Keep your setbacks private and share your victories with those who truly support you. Test their reaction when you win. Watch how they act when you succeed next time. If they celebrate half-heartedly or seem less excited than expected, they were never truly rooting for you. Distance yourself quietly. You don't need a dramatic confrontation. Just fade them out of your circle. Less sharing, less trust, less emotional investment. Build a support system of real friends. Surround yourself with people who grow when you grow, not people who only feel big when you fall. Never give them the satisfaction of seeing you stay down. The best revenge against someone who celebrates your failure? Rise again, come back stronger. Let them watch in silence as you rebuild yourself without them. Your failure isn't the end, it's a test. A test of who is truly by your side. And now you know the truth. If someone in your life secretly celebrates your struggles, they were never meant to be part of your success. So, next time you fall, stand back up. Not just for yourself, but to show them that no matter how much they want to see you down, you will always rise again. Number 5. They give backhanded compliments. The compliment that doesn't feel like one. Imagine this. You've just accomplished something big. Maybe you got a promotion, finally hit your fitness goal, or stepped out in a new outfit that makes you feel unstoppable. You're proud. You feel good. And naturally, you expect your friends to celebrate with you. Then it happens. Someone close to you says, "Wow, I never expected you to pull that off." Or, "You actually look really nice today." Or, "That's a great achievement for someone like you." Or, "I'm impressed. I didn't think you had it in you." For a second, you hesitate. They're smiling. The words sound almost nice. But something about it just doesn't sit right. It's as if they complimented you, but in a way that makes you feel worse. And that is the power of a backhanded compliment. It's not praise. It's a psychological weapon designed to weaken your confidence while they pretend to be supportive. The hidden agenda behind backhanded compliments. A person who secretly hates you won't openly insult you. That would make them look bad. Instead, they wrap their jealousy, insecurity, and resentment in sugar-coated words. Why? Because this method achieves two things. 1. They get to put you down without looking like a hater. If you call them out, they'll act innocent. "What? I was just complimenting you." "You're being too sensitive." Or, "I didn't mean it like that." Now you look like the one overreacting. Genius, right? 2. They make you second-guess yourself. Instead of fully enjoying your success, you start questioning. Wait, should I be surprised I did this? Do I normally look bad? Am I actually not that impressive? And just like that, your confidence takes a hit. This is a psychological game, and they play it so well that most people don't even realize what's happening. How to identify a backhanded compliment. A real compliment makes you feel good. A backhanded compliment leaves you doubting yourself. Here's how to spot one. It includes a hidden insult. "You actually did great, so I assumed you wouldn't." "Wow, you're not as dumb as I thought you were." Or, "You're really good looking for your age." It lowers expectations before giving credit. "I never expected you to do this well." "You're surprisingly good at this, why?" Or, "I thought this would be a disaster, but it's not bad." They're not celebrating you. They're telling you they thought you would fail. It's wrapped in fake kindness. These people won't say, "You're a terrible singer." Instead, they'll say, "Your voice is better than I expected. I thought it would be much worse." See the difference? One is an insult, the other is disguised as encouragement. Why do people give backhanded compliments? If someone close to you constantly gives these sneaky insults, understand this. It's not about you, it's about them. Here's why they do it. They feel threatened by you. If you succeed, it reminds them of their own failures. They can't handle seeing you shine, so they dim your light in subtle ways. They want to control your confidence. If they can make you question yourself, you'll never fully embrace your power. And that means you won't outgrow them or leave them behind. They need to feel superior. Instead of improving themselves, they keep you down. It's easier for them to break your confidence than to build their own. How to respond to a backhanded compliment. So, what do you do when someone throws one of these sneaky insults your way? Here's how to flip the script. Call it out directly. If you want to confront them. "Wow, you actually look good today." You. "So, I don't look good on other days?" Them. "No, I didn't mean it like that." You. "Then say what you really mean." They'll get uncomfortable because they know exactly what they were doing. Act like you didn't notice, and make them look stupid. Them. "I never thought you'd do this well." You. "Really? That's strange. I never doubted myself for a second." Now they look like the only one who had low expectations. Give a compliment that exposes their insecurity. Them. "Wow, you're smarter than I thought." You. "Thanks, I'm sure you'll get there too one day." Ouch. Now they feel what it's like to be on the receiving end. Completely ignore the insult and own your success. Them. "I'm surprised you pulled that off." You. "Not surprised at all. I worked hard for it." Don't let them plant doubt in your mind. Stay confident. At the end of the day, a real friend genuinely wants to see you win. They won't throw in little jabs to keep you small. They'll celebrate you fully. So if someone in your circle is constantly giving you backhanded compliments, it's time to take a step back. Ask yourself, do they truly want the best for me? Do they support me without hidden insults? Are they trying to keep me insecure on purpose? If the answer is no, then you already know what to do. Stop giving them access to your success because the people who can't stand to see you win, they were never meant to be part of your victories. Now take a moment and think. Do any of these signs feel familiar? If so, it's time to step back and protect your energy. A secret hater is worse than an open enemy because they're disguised as a friend. And tell me in the comments, have you ever dealt with a fake friend or secret hater? Let's expose them together. What are your views on this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I will personally read all of your comments. And if you seriously want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Stay strong. Until next time.